How do you deal with advice you never asked for? Unsolicited advice is a form of criticism. In this video, I will be talking about the types of unsolicited advice you might be getting, why people do this, and how to respond instead or in addition to the way you really want to respond. Before I go on, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to our channel. We are always putting out new content, often in response to suggestions you've made or questions you've had, and we don't view that as unsolicited advice. So why do people do this? Why is your body and your life all of a sudden open for public debate? I think people do this because they want to be helpful and they're scared and they don't have the skills to just sit with you and ask for what you need. Everybody has an opinion, and you know what they say about opinions. People will send you articles, they'll send you an email, they'll tell you about somebody else with an entirely different kind of cancer. They'll tell you things ranging from the very harmful, I told you you should have, or I told you you shouldn't have, to you should try this, you should change your diet. If you did this, everything would get better. And again, I'm going to give them a little grace. I do this with my kids. I give people advice even though I'm trained not to. People want to be helpful. They feel that they have something that's helped them or somebody they know or a celebrity, and it worked out well. So they view themselves as giving you a gift. Their intent is actually really good, even when it comes out awful, even when it comes out as, I told you so. They believe that cancer follows rules. They believe that you want their advice. They believe that cancer will follow some magic formula, that if you just turn the right dials and press the right buttons and put the right things in your body, that everything will get better, which will alleviate your suffering and theirs. So we can give them the benefit of the doubt while entering into evidence that they do not have the skills to either keep their mouth shut or offer suggestions, first asking permission, or to be smart enough to discern that this is not what you want, or this is a different type of cancer they read an article about, or a different blog post they saw, or frankly, a different video they saw on YouTube. So if we can give them the benefit of the doubt and recognize their need is to contribute, their need is to be helpful, even if the way they meet that need is not skillful and is either useless or may even cause harm. I want to acknowledge the way people respond when they get unsolicited advice. First of all, it can feel like criticism. That's the most common reaction people have, is that if you do it this way, you'll undo what you're doing right now, which is wrong. So the reaction that most people have, and it's normal to feel defensive, number one. Number two, to feel invisible. Number three, to feel invalidated. So those are really common reactions. You may also feel gratitude. You may actually think this might help me. Maybe I'll take this to my doctor and see if it's helpful. So that's a normal reaction too. You may have found advice to be super helpful. It's especially helpful when you ask for it. When you say, what did you do when this was an experience you had? How did you manage this? That's solicited advice. And whether it's useful or not, it's a very different thing because you're open and receptive to it. When it comes out of the blue, when you didn't ask for it, when what you need is just to be heard or just for some silence, it's especially harmful. So what do you do when people are giving you advice? How do you keep the connection and stop the behavior? Because the people who love you are the people really important to you. And when they give you advice you didn't want, you do want to maintain that connection. You want to keep them in your life, but you'd like to stop the unsolicited advice / criticism. So the first thing to do is to express gratitude. Thank you so much. I can see you care about me. If you don't express gratitude, it's going to keep coming because people will feel rejected or they'll feel insufficient and they're going to want to just keep giving you more and more. Maybe if that advice wasn't helpful, this next thing that comes out of my mouth or this next article I send will be. So the first thing to do is acknowledge that they want to be helpful. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you've been thinking about me. You've done a lot of research because you love me. Thank you so much. So make sure that you thank them, even if you're really irritated, because otherwise they're just going to keep doing it. The second thing to do is to set a limit. I am really happy with my plan right now. I am really trusting in my medical team. I feel really confident that what we're doing now is the right thing. But thank you again. So follow the appreciation with a boundary. And that's where you say, I'm good right now, or this isn't as helpful as I know you want it to be. So you're setting a limit. And then the third thing is to follow it up with gratitude again. What's the harm in taking an article they've given you or an email they've given you and saying, thank you, I will file this for future reference. Yes, you can be grumbling inside. You can come here in the comments and say, I hate it when people do that, but thank them because they want to maintain the connection. And by doing that, you will preserve that relationship. If this is somebody you no longer want to hear from again, you don't do that. Don't say thank you. You can just say, got it, filing it, gotta go. So you get to set some boundaries. Your body is not open for public comment. Your life is not open for public comment, nor is your diet, what you eat, how you sleep, where you go for another opinion or not. I'm hoping these are useful tools. The bottom line is people want to help. They just may not have the skills to do so, and you have a right to set limits. Drop a comment that you want to share with the rest of the Yerbba community. And thank you as always for watching. We'll see you next time.